Alright, so I showed y'all what a really good week was like, making over 5K. Now, let me show y'all what a really bad week is like. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It'll help. And I mean, I'm the person that's gonna show the good, the bad, the ugly. Previously, I showed a video of me making over 5K in 1 week. Now y'all gotta remember, everything that glitters ain't gold. 5K, over 5K in 1 week gross, that's cool. The net was 40 some, I forgot. It was a little over 4,000. You can go back, revert to that video, watch that video. But now here we are. So I was driving. I'm gonna insert a clip in this video. I don't know if y'all will be able to hear it. You'll have to listen really close, but you'll hear a noise, like a humming / vibrating. And you'll hear it, pretty much, you'll know what noise I'm talking about because you'll hear it and then you won't. So when you're not hearing it, I'm off the gas. When you are hearing the noise, I'm on the gas. So you gotta listen close. Don't skip through the video because I'm gonna put y'all on a game of something very important to watch for. So hopefully you don't have to go through this because I got a $7,000+ bill and about 4 to 5 day setback. So make sure you watch this video. Hopefully it'll help y'all in the future. If you do not do pre-trips and post-trips on your truck, you do not need to be in the trucking business. It is very important to look for leaks. It is very important to look for anything out of the normal. It's very important to know your truck. So basically what happened was about 3 months ago, I noticed some fluid leaking from my rear differential drive shaft area where it connects. Took it to the shop. The seal around the the drive shaft that goes into the casing of the rear differential, the seal was leaking. The seal was leaking and was low, and the differential was low on fluid. Okay, well, mind you, I don't know how long it had been leaking because I never looked for leaks in the back. I just so happened to go get something to eat somewhere coming out, and I just looked and I saw it drip, and I was like, what the hell? I never knew that was something to look for in the back. I always look for leaks in the front as far as oil, transmission, coolant, stuff like that. Well, I had to pay $800 for the seal plus labor on that. That was back in July. Mind you, we're in October right now. About midway through October right now, almost at the end of October. Like I said, I don't know how long it was leaking. So if I was driving through rain, water, puddles, water splashes up onto the rear differential, water is going to go into the differential from wherever the differential fluid is leaking. Water and metal do not mix. So I'm going to post a picture for y'all too. I ended up going to get my airbags replaced in the back. The airbags were leaking. I went and got the airbags replaced, and the mechanic just so happened to notice a wheel seal leak in the back, driver's side. I'm gonna post a picture for y'all so y'all can see it. Well, when they bled the rear differential fluid out of that driver's side rear, it was a rusty color. It's not supposed to be that color. So automatically, I mean, the shop should have known. Maybe it would have been a good idea to take the casing off the rear differential, clean everything, check it, make sure, you know, if anything had been damaged or looks like it needs to be replaced. Which I guess, I mean, it's not, I don't know. As far as shops go, I mean, they've been taking care of me. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's been, like I said, I don't know how long the seal was leaking from the drive shaft to the rear differential. I don't know how long the wheel seal was leaking. They just so happened to catch it when I was going in for getting my airbags replaced. So then I spent $2,400 on replacing the wheel seal bearings, rear differential fluid to refill it, and I went ahead and knocked out my back brakes because they said I had like 20% life left. So I got new drums, new pads, and I got a new air dryer in the front. Something that they said that you should be replacing once a year. I've never done it. I've had the truck for 2 years, so I was like, hey, go ahead. It was like $400. So go ahead. So boom, $800 plus $2,400. And that was in July, August, September, October. So just in 1 week, I just spent $2,400 last week. This week, I went to Michigan to drop a load off. Everything was cool. Picked up a load in Michigan going to Kentucky. Everything was cool. I had to deadhead to Ohio to bring a load back to Houston, Texas. Well, my truck started making this noise that I'm going to insert the clip so y'all can try to hear it. Well, it started getting progressively worse as I'm driving, and it started to freak me out a little bit. So I went to a Love's. Be careful going to Love's. They really don't know what they're talking about, man. I explained the problem to the guy, and he said that he thought it would be a turbo issue or internal motor issue. And then he connected his reader and said my ECU is showing that it needs to be recalibrated and updated. So I was like, all right, bro. You know, I found a Freightliner that was like an hour and 15 minutes away from there. So I take off and start driving. I called and they said they were open till 11. If they couldn't get to me tonight, they would be able to get to me in the morning. So boom, I start driving. And mind you, this noise is getting worse and worse and worse. The video doesn't do no justice. It was loud. I mean, it like I said, it was getting worse. Like every time I was on the gas, you could hear it, and it was bad. Anytime I let off the gas, it would stop. So me not knowing, you know, I'm not very mechanic savvy, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I knew what it was. I knew what I thought it was. None of that. Like I didn't know. I just know it sounded bad. So boom, I get to Freightliner. They weren't able to look at my truck until the next day. Then they come with an invoice saying, okay, your rear differential is shot. It's done. Like we took the drain plug off, and chunks of metal started coming out of the drain plug. The fluid was rusty, exactly like how the picture that I'm gonna show y'all looked the exact same. So pretty much there was already damage done to the rear differential from the seal leaks, water getting into the rear differential, and I don't know how long it had been going, so I had been constantly driving and putting the pressure wear and tear on it. So not one single party is at fault. It's just wear and tear, maintenance, you know, stuff like that. But I'm trying to bring insight to y'all so y'all know stuff that y'all can look for. The wheel seal leak, I never knew that you were supposed to look inside of the back wheels to make sure there wasn't any fluid, like basically any leaks or fluid. I never knew that. I never knew you were supposed to look under the rear differential where the drive shaft is to look for leaks. I never knew that. You know, so this is stuff that y'all can do when y'all pre-trip, post-trip. Make sure y'all are looking for leaks around the drive shaft and the rear differential casing. Make sure you're looking for leaks in the back by your wheels where the wheel seals and the bearings are, where the axle goes into the, because you have a long shaft that goes on both sides to each rear set of wheels, and then the drive shaft is in the middle. So what they're gonna have to do is take the drive shaft off. They're gonna have to take all four wheels off in the back. They gotta change my wheel seals on both sides. They gotta change all four bearings, possibly. He said if not, it'll save me like $200 to $300. They gotta clean the shaft that I'm telling you that goes all straight across in the back. They gotta make sure they get all the metal, if there's any excess metal. They gotta clean all that out. They gotta get the new drive shaft. It's gonna be a remanufactured drive shaft. It's like almost $3,000 to $4,000 just for that alone. So, mind you, I got a load on my truck right now going to Houston. I still got the load on my truck. And I had a load booked. Once I got to Houston, I had a load booked going from that area back up to Michigan. And I'm going to put an email in here for y'all to see. These brokers ain't worth a damn. As soon as they told me what the problem was and how long it was going to take to fix it, first thing that I did was email the broker that I had the load for the pickup on Monday because I knew I wasn't going to make it. Emailed them, told them exactly what happened, told them, I apologize for the inconvenience. I'm not going to be able to cover this load for you. But he sent me back a smiley face and said, BS. Like, bro, it's not that serious, bro. Like, I sent a picture of the invoice and said, you can see the time stamp and the date. It's not bullshit. I said, fuck you and fuck your load. I didn't say that. In my head, I did. I wanted to say it, but I try to keep myself professional on a professional level, but I wanted to say it. In my head, I said it. That's what matters. And he never replied. So, whatever. Boom. That load was canceled. That was $1,600 going from Brookshire, Texas to Lansing, Michigan. Wasn't really paying that good anyway, so fuck it. Then I called the broker for the load that's on my truck and was like, hey, got some bad news. My truck started tripping. I had to stop at a Freightliner, got it looked at. They're saying my rear differential is bad. They won't be able to get the one to change it until Tuesday morning, and it's a 10-11 hour job, so I won't be able to get back on the road until possibly Wednesday morning or Wednesday evening. I can get your load to the receiver by Thursday. What do you think? And I was like, I don't know how time sensitive it is. You got to make sure you communicate with your brokers, man. That's how you stay on good terms with them. That's how you build relationships. They see that you're professional. It's important, it's important to build, because then you're going to have repeat brokers hitting you up to try to get you to run this load again because, you were good when it came with communication, service, and all that, because especially if you're an owner-operator, you're providing a service, not just for your, the shipper and receiver, but for the broker. So, build relationships, stay on good terms. Luckily, he was cool. He was like, oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm good. I appreciate you asking that. But I'm cool. I made it to where I needed to make it. Luckily, I didn't get stranded on the side of the road because them toll bills are not cheap. I haven't had to deal with that yet, but my homeboy Gray's World has told me them toll bills are not cheap. And I'm not trying to spend $500, $1,000, $1,500 to get towed. So luckily, I made it to where I needed to get. Problem is gonna get solved. As you can see, I'm in a hotel room currently. Make sure you got this trucking stuff is not for the weak. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've wanted to give up, or I've wanted to throw the flag in a couple of times. I've gotten very discouraged and depressed at times. It's not for the weak. So make sure you are mentally prepared. Make sure you are financially prepared because this stuff is not cheap. Not cheap at all. $10,000 in July, August, September, October. A four month window. And that's just in maintenance alone. You got turbos, which are $8,000. You got, motor, transmission, drivetrain, front, back. Just doing maintenance on getting your drums and brakes replaced in the front is like, $600 to $800. Back is $600 to $800. So I mean, make sure you're financially ready. Make sure you're mentally ready. Make sure your support system and people behind you are helpful, motivating, because it helps a lot. Without my mom, I ain't gonna lie, without my mom, my stepdad, my brother Sliz, my brother Gray's World, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I would have gave up. I would have been working a 9 to 5 again. I would have been, I would have lost my business in the first year, basically. But still pushing, still going. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, make sure that y'all are doing pre-trips and post-trips. There's a lot that you need to be looking for to keep from having to go through this kind of stuff, because I'm sure it could have been preventable if I would have caught the leak at a sooner time. But yeah, man, I like to show the good, the bad, the ugly. The last video was the good. This is the bad and ugly. So hopefully y'all enjoy the content. Keep tuning in. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Post notification bell. Comments. Hey, if y'all want to make any donations, my Cash App is in my description. This stuff ain't cheap. $7,000 on the repair bill. $400 for 3 nights in a hotel room. If y'all want to make donations, I sure will take them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't even like asking for handouts, but hey, like I said, I'm not asking for it, but if y'all want to give it, Cash App is in the description. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Next video, hopefully, we'll be back on the road, and I'll be able to bring some better content for y'all, some more motivation. I just wanted to let y'all know this is stuff that you will have to deal with if you're wanting to get into this business, and you got to be ready. So if you're not ready, don't do it. Wait. If you can get finance a truck and get a warranty, I would say get a 2-year warranty, 3-year max, depending on how long you're gonna finance. But make sure, that warranty gonna help, especially for stuff like this. When my turbo went out, they covered my turbo actuators and knock sensors, $8,000 repair. So I mean, I've easily $20,000 to $30,000 in repairs on this truck since I've had it in 2 years. Keep that in mind.